You say that you want farmers to be farmers rather than form fillers, and yet the implementation of CAP reform is going to require an awful lot of office work for many growers and livestock producers. How do you respond to that?
Well, it is absolutely right. It is a complicated system. Within the European rules, we're trying to make it as simple as possible, make it as easy to do online as possible, but I agree that it's complex. And that's one of the reasons I've already written to the European Commissioner to ask for a review of the 3-crop rule in 2016 to try and make the system much simpler, because what we want is farmers producing high quality British food that consumers want to buy and expanding their businesses. We don't want them to be spending their time filling in forms.
Is there not more that you could have done? I mean, buffer strips 1 metre wide, fallow land 2 metres wide, and must cover at least 0.01 hectares. I mean, these are sort of nitpicking numbers, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, what we wanted to do though is to make sure as much land as possible was eligible under the greening rules, which would obviously help farmers, because that will mean that more land is available for production. And what's really important to me is that we make as much use of our high quality, highly fertile agricultural land. So yes, those rules do appear to be tiny, but they're important in terms of contributing towards those greening requirements. So it means that we will have more land in production than we would have had otherwise.
Will there be any leeway for farmers in this first year of the new system? There's a lot for people to get their heads around, lots of measurements, lots of numbers, etc., etc. In terms of policing it, are you going to be look favourably on?
Well, we're trying to put as much flexibility in the system as possible. So, for example, in terms of the crop diversification rules, we've got a fixed window of inspections by the RPA, but we want to allow exceptions outside that for specialty crop growers. We also want to allow other kinds of evidence, so whether it's stubble or alternative evidence, we're also looking at that. But it's one of the things I'm going to be pushing with the European Commission to get more flexibility, to have more reasonableness in the system, particularly in the first year when farmers are adjusting.